hello everyone. I'm Emily Cecil. I'm the Abundant Yogi Coach, and today we're going to be doing a 90-minute workshop on how to teach yoga online. So now more than ever, we as yoga teachers are feeling the need to figure out teaching online. And this workshop is very much about how to teach yoga online, but even more so, we're going to get into the marketing aspect of how to actually get people signed up and get payments so that you guys during this coronavirus pandemic can start making money online, replacing the income that you might be missing out on if the studios that you work at are closed. It's just unlimited what you can do with making money online. Like once you figure out a few little things about it, I have to say it's so much easier than you think. You just need the appropriate systems in place. And I also want to say, like, a lot of what you're about to see that I'm presenting to you all today is very much through the perspective of like you, the individual yoga teacher, like setting up your individual business. And everything you're about to see is something that a studio and a cohort of teachers could come together as a community and implement together. I'll try to weave in how this could work for a studio just as well as it works for the individual teacher. Okay, let's dive in. How to teach yoga online. Let's dive in. First of all, if you are going to create a Zoom account, please use my referral link. So the link is here and the link will be shared at the end of the presentation. And we're going to talk about Zoom a lot. And many of you are on Zoom with me right now. And so you are, if you have never been on Zoom, if you've never used it before, this is your first opportunity to immerse in it. And right now you're in Zoom as a participant. And this is the exact main tool or platform that I'll be teaching you about, that you will be leading your yoga classes, yoga privates, even a full online course, a series. It's unlimited what you can do on Zoom. I want you to just start thinking of Zoom as like your go-to channel for teaching anything, sharing anything online. I find it extremely valuable and useful, and the learning curve was small. It took me a little bit in the beginning to figure out, but it's become like second nature now, and that's possible for you too. First things first, this is the number one thing you must do for teaching yoga online. If you want to teach yoga online, the first thing you need to do is surrender your perfectionism. Say it with me, surrender your perfectionism. Okay? So remember, the first time you taught yoga in person in a studio to a group full of people in the flesh was probably messy and imperfect. So this can be too. When you started out teaching yoga, it was not perfect. You made mistakes. You were new. You were awkward. You were stumbling on your words, probably. It wasn't perfect. You did okay. People liked it anyway. People came back. You continued to develop as a teacher, and you are, whether you've been teaching for 10 years or 10 days, you are a better teacher than you were that very first time. Okay, and if you have never taught yoga and you're watching this, then just trust me that that is the case. Things will be awkward and uncomfortable at first, and then they get better. Think of learning how to walk when you were a toddler. You need to understand it is okay to charge money for your time, even if you make mistakes during that time. Okay, we're not brain surgeons, we're yoga teachers. So it's okay to charge money for your time, even if not everything about that time is going to be perfect, and even if you're going to make mistakes. You need to be willing to learn something new and trust that it will get easier with practice, right? Just like your asana practice, just like headstand, just like bird of paradise, just like forearm stand, right? The first few times you tried it, it was awkward, it was uncomfortable. You thought to yourself, I'll never be able to do it. It's just not for me. I'm just not made for it, right? And we all have that pose that we felt that way about, and now we do it, and breathe well and just meditate in it. Okay, so teaching yoga online, teaching yoga on Zoom can be exactly the same way. Awkward and weird in the beginning, resistant in the beginning, frustrating in the beginning, and then it gets easier with practice. So just show up to it and practice it, and it will get better. Number 2, release all your limiting beliefs about online yoga. Okay, release all your limiting beliefs about online yoga. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Have you been carrying any of the following beliefs? I want you to really ask yourself, has this been a voice on your mind? Has it been saying, online yoga isn't as good as in-person yoga? Have you been thinking that for months or years? Online yoga isn't as good as in-person yoga. Okay, if that's on your brain, it's going to limit you, it's going to stop you from moving forward. Is there a story in your head saying, the technology is way too hard for me? The technology is way too hard for me. I'll never figure it out. It's just too hard. I should just give up. Okay, has that been stopping you? Has that been slowing you? Has that been causing you to just give up and not try? Or what about this one? This is a common one. Nobody will want to do it, so why bother trying? Right? Nobody will want to do it, so why bother trying? And this, what you have to know is, like, anyone who ever started anything, anyone who ever started anything, no matter how large it grew, yoga or outside of yoga, anyone who ever started anything, they easily could have not, because they thought to themselves, nobody will want to do it, so why bother trying, right? I had that exact mindset block about building this community. I literally didn't think that yoga teachers would want my help with business and with making money. I didn't think they wanted it. I constantly heard teachers say things like, well, money has nothing to do with yoga, and who are you for corrupting yoga by making it about money? And I had lots of reason to believe that nobody would want to sign up for coaching, for my online courses that teach yoga teachers how to make money, that teach them marketing and business. And I had to choose to think differently. I had to choose to replace that thought of nobody will want to do it, so why bother trying, with, actually, people might really want to do this. They might really need help with it. They may really appreciate help with it, so I ought to try. Okay, so really check yourself. Which of these 3 has been the mindset block for you? Let's talk about the it isn't as good one more time, because I was thinking to myself about, like, with everything going on with the coronavirus pandemic, like, not only is online yoga as good as in person right now, it's actually better right now. It's actually, like, the more valuable thing to be offering right now. Okay, because in-person yoga at the moment comes with the risk of infection. And so now more than ever before, online yoga is better than in-person yoga, and you need to just start thinking of it that way. And you can even, like, work that into your marketing right now by saying to people, like, online yoga, 0 risk of infection, like, completely, like, safe and sanitary from the privacy of your home. So you want to think about it as, like, wow, I have this even more valuable form of yoga to offer people at the moment. Okay, so number 3, systems are everything in business. Okay, systems are everything in business. To successfully make money teaching yoga online, you need a solid system in place. Write it down. Systems. Write down the word systems and underline it, all caps. Even if you don't completely know what I'm talking about, even if you're like, what does this have to do with yoga? Even if you're like, that's business and marketing jargon, okay? Systems are everything. To successfully make money teaching online or doing anything online, or having any business, this applies to teaching yoga out in the world too, you need a solid system in place. Okay, there are many apps and platforms out there that you're probably feeling overwhelmed by. Which one should you use? What if it's too hard? What will it cost, right? I'm going to teach you a very simple, low-tech, low-cost system that you can start implementing today. I'm going to tell you exactly everything you need to use and exactly how it works.